Hey guys, it's Caleb, back with more Bad Fanfiction Theater, and we have Hushicho with us again.
Hi!
Yay!
Yay!
I always say yay after that, and it always sounds like I'm overdoing it or I'm underdoing it. Ham it up, ham!
Woo!
So, if we're lucky, I just dropped my bottle. If we're lucky, I happen to make a fancy, snazzy trailer to go with this particular set of episodes for Fanfiction Theater,
All right.
but I don't know how likely that is. So, we're doing the most glorious fanfic that there has ever been a fanfic about, if that makes any sense whatsoever. We are doing My Immortal. And if I wouldn't get sued for copyright, I would play the song right here.
Oh, I was just gonna sing it. I was gonna sing it, but then I thought, maybe I shouldn't do that because that would be so cliched. I'm glad I was not the only one to think of that, though.
At this point. Like, it's gotten that big that everybody's like, oh yeah, My Immortal, we don't really give a shit anymore. I don't care. I still want to do it because I still love this story. It's so bad, it's good.
Well, hopefully this time I will sound a lot better because I'm actually using an actual studio.
A fancy mic.
You what? Sorry?
I said, yeah, you're using a fancy mic.
Yeah, I'm using an actual studio quality mic that I had misplaced. But I found it again, so...
Which is much better than me, because I have a headset with no fuzzy things on the earphones, so it's just against my ears. The fuzzy thing on the mic, I don't know where that ever went to, if it even had one.
Oh, the windsock thing?
I guess. I don't know what it's called. And like the cord is starting to break, so... Yay!
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, this, My Immortal, used to be on fanfiction.net. Eventually, it was taken down and rehosted. However, that rehost has went down, and so then there's a rehost of the rehost with a blue background instead of a red one. And if you don't know what My Immortal is, and you've been around the internet long enough, you should kind of be ashamed. If you because
I didn't even know what it was.
This is the grandmother of all bad fanfiction trolls.
I don't know about that.
Hey, there have been fanfic and fanfic trolling for a long time, but this fanfic has inspired so many stories, like Twilight.
Well, many a true word is spoken in jest, Kassie.
But the Twilight story that me and you read together for our first together people reading thing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
The together people reading things. Actually, I kind of want to make that into like either a band name or a series. Together people reading thing. I like that. It's very me. It's very hippie-ish, sort of like late 60s kind of thing. I could get into that.
Good. But,
and as I choke you to death, you say, good.
Well, that's mostly me coughing on my water. But this has inspired so many bad fanfictions. And, of course...
Oh my god! It's trying to kill you, Kassie.
Maybe, but I'm in love with it. Maybe I'm living my own bad fanfiction.
This is a toxic relationship.
I should get out of it, but I can't because it's so beautiful. It's all my fault. It's not the fanfiction's fault. It's all mine.
Singing, do I did it. I shall have your soul.
Everybody's like, what the fuck? I'll post links to stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Referencing things that were before this recording. But I've lost my place. But anyway, we're gonna read this, and it's gonna be awesome. And I hope Hushicho enjoys it as much as I have, because I don't know how many jokes I'm gonna get to make, because I have read this so many times. And I've probably watched and listened to every dramatic reading of this thing. I love this story. And maybe it was because of Cloud and his friends' reading of it, but seriously, I love the story, because this is a great example of every horrible thing that ever happens in a story happens in this story. It's just every horrible bad fanfiction stereotype is in this story, and it is worth every penny to read. I think, anyway. So
we may be quitting halfway through. Who knows? But
yeah, Hushicho's gonna be like, fuck this. I suffered through Star Turds. I'm not suffering through this.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Star Turds. At least it was only what was it, 3-4 chapters? Something like that.
This is 44, but they're not really that long exactly. I mean...
Yeah, but you know when we get started. You know when we get started.
I've got the wrong button here. So, enough build-up and suspense to the worst fanfiction ever. It's not, but it's been dubbed that. So we are reading My Immortal by Tara Gillespie, found on My Immortal Rehost 2, webs.com. We're starting with Chapter 1. Hushicho, whenever you're ready, go.
Chapter 1. Author's note. Special thanks. Get it 'cause I'm gothic. To my GF, not in that way, Raven, bloody tears. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Even when I play Castlevania, I'm just like, bloody tears. But
pooping bloody tears.
Yes, and pooping bloody tears. Helping me with historian spelling. You rook. Justin or the love of my depressing life, rook 2 MCR rocks.
The sex is back.
Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way, and I have long ebony black hair. That's how I got my name, which seems problematic because you probably weren't born with ebony black hair. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. We're going subject-verb agreement. I guess that does work, but little bit convoluted. Reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee, despite the fact that she doesn't look anything like that.
Yes.
Author's note: if you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was, because he's a major fucking hottie.
Wincest!
I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white, so you're a vampire who isn't a vampire.
Yes.
I have pale white skin, I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. Sorry, I was just... It's been a long time since I've thought about English school years. But anyway, that's a problem for another day. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell, which of course,
Which we couldn't, because all you've described so far is your hair, your dyed hair color, and your teeth, and that you're 17.
and that you're a vampire and a witch.
Yeah,
Which
so
does not necessarily mean you're a goth.
we know you're a goth. You haven't said nothing about that till right now.
And I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. Although I don't think it's... Well, I guess by now it probably has spread over there. I didn't think there were that many Hot Topics abroad.
I really don't know, and I don't think this person knew either.
For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots.
This is a Harry Potter fanfiction, by the way. Notice this is her uniform.
I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. Which could have caused you a significant problem if you're the kind of vampire who is affected by this. I mean, if you're affected adversely by the sun, I suppose England is a very good place to be, but at the same time, you'd think that there would be some sort of concession by the faculty to make sure that you don't, burn to a crisp and die. Of course, they don't really care that much about the safety of their students there, do they? I mean, they've got a fucking giant snake that will eat you. They've got, ancient curses they don't tell you about that will kill you. They've got a fucking basilisk roaming the hall. I mean, they've got all this fucking shit that will kill you.
But to my knowledge, all that's supposed to be forbidden areas, like with wards and stuff, to prevent students from actually going there.
Yeah, but they don't fucking work, do they?
Otherwise you wouldn't have a story.
Yeah, well, mate, you would have a story there. I mean, you could have a story about learning. Like, The Worst Witch was about learning about, magic school. And yeah, there was some bother and some danger, but I mean, it wasn't like, yeah, send your kids to our school because it'll probably kill them. Because we think we've got everything under control, but we kind of half-assed everything, including the whole thing about the giant evil guy that's slated to come back and kill everybody. That sort of thing. We won't talk about it.
Because it also would just so happen to involve that school every single time. Like there wasn't anywhere else they could go and do stuff. It had to be that school with that kid.
It's exactly like in Spider-Man comics. Where do 99.99999% of supervillain attacks happen?
Yeah.
New York, because Spider-Man's there.
Yeah.
It's just like in Batman, all the villains always attack Gotham.
Or if you're like me and watch a lot of anime and Japanese stuff, Tokyo. You're like,
everything always
happened in Tokyo.
Everything always happens in fucking Tokyo. So it's just sort of like you would think. I mean, I don't know. I think that it can be interesting to have basically one area where everything sort of happens, but I think it's usually more believable when it's a series like Precure or something like that, where it's like it has a reason to be isolated in one town or city.
I still need to actually watch that anime, by the way.
Yeah, I liked Precure 5. The Precure 5 series were my favorites, but all of them had their own strong points, I think. But there are so many series, like, I guess in Batman it does make a lot of sense that most of the stuff is focused on Gotham City.
Yeah, because Gotham is supposed to be that horrible of a place to be, crime rate's so high.
Well, it is kind of insular as well. I mean, it is kind of its own sort of thing. But I mean, when you have something like Harry Potter, and she's already said that it's been well established there are so many other magic schools all over the world, and Hogwarts seems to be the only one where any shit that's going to go down is going to go down there.
Yeah.
And they never tell their students about this. Although you think that some of these magic people would have known, and why in God's name did they send their children there? Yeah,
maybe
I had a bunch of friends there and they all died.
Great. I don't know. No, it's really cheap and affordable, so that's where they send all their kids.
I mean, there's a difference. I mean, I would think that it would be some sort of consideration. It may be cheap, but it's like sending your kids to Camp Crystal Lake. There's a very large, over 50% chance that they won't come back. And maybe if you hate your children, that's a great idea. Personally, I don't think Hogwarts is the best option for anybody.
No, probably not.
Anyway, I've completely gone off track. I'm sorry about
It's okay. I know you don't care much for Harry Potter, and I've read like one book and maybe 2 movies. And that's really all I know about Harry Potter.
I like the Lego games. Anyway, alright. So, a lot of preps stared at me. I put up my middle finger at them.
So they stared at you. Okay. You're kind of a dick.
Actually, if you're in England, you know, it would be more of like a 2-finger salute that would be more appropriate to the culture. But, you know, as we said, this person probably does not know England from their ass from a hole in the ground.
You know, if this was written, like somebody tried to write a legitimate, you know, story that they had no idea of what England's actually like, you know, I could forgive some of the stuff because I'd overlook it too. Because I really never been anywhere but here in America.
Yeah.
But obviously this person, did they even read the story? Like, as we go on through this, you're like, that's not your uniform. Why are you not wearing your uniforms? They wear uniforms at that school. What the crap? Like, this person just did not give a shit. They're like, I like this character and this character and this character. Let's call them all goths, paint them all black, and give them a signature color. Take all the characters that could have been awesome for this story, make them evil and Christian. Yes, they do that in this story, and put them in Gryffindor. We'll get to that point, and we're both going to be like, what the fuck? But I'm spoiling stuff, so let's keep going.
Oh yeah, because you know, I'm so concerned about being spoiled.
You should be. This story is awesome. It's so terrible, but it's hilarious. It's a bad kind of good.
Alright, well, I'll finish up this chapter then. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was... Dun dun dun! Draco Malfoy! What's up, Draco? I asked, because you would just be casually talking to this dude.
Yes.
One of the most antisocial assholes in the entire school.
Yes. I'm like, Draco's kind of a dick. Why would you just go be like, hey, what up?
Sup, Draco? How's your genetic cleansing going? Anyway. I'm returning your copy of Mein Kampf. It's a really interesting read.
Oh, by the way, racist asshole, get the fuck out of my school.
Yeah, you'd think that he would have some problem with her, since she's not only... She's a witch and everything, but she's also a vampire, so she's not...
We never said anything about her,
pure blood.
You know, being pure or a muggle or mudblood or anything like that. We never mentioned that because... I guess it's not important, even though it should be if you're going to date a certain somebody.
Well, yeah, you'd think that actually it would be rather important that she's a vampire, because obviously her blood isn't exactly pure anymore, even if she ever was a pure-blooded mage sort of person. Anyway, I'm getting beside myself. This is such a short chapter, and I've made it last for like 30 minutes.
See, I told you, like, these chapters are so short. But we will go on forever.
Nothing, he said shyly. But then I heard my friends call me and I had to go away. XXXXXXXXX. Author's note. Is it good? Pulls tell me fangs.
So, what are you thinking so far?
Well, it was an interesting scene. I wouldn't call it a chapter, but... It's like I looked around and this happened and then I looked the other way.
Yeah.
You know?
And then I instead of actually talking to this guy, I just left him standing there or whatever. Chapter 2, author's note. Thanks to Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with the chapter. But BTW prep, stop flaming my story, okay? Yep. It's going to be one of those. A whole bunch of X's. 666. A whole bunch of X's.
Yes, that's cute that she put the 666 in the middle. Well, it's actually not quite in the middle,
Yeah.
but it's cute anyway. Yeah.
The next day, I woke up in my bedroom. Well, where else would you wake up?
The next day, I woke up in the fucking eyebrows on the floor. Somebody had peed in the corner. There were a bunch of Gryffindors, and they were naked, and Ron had his Todger stuck in the coat rack. I think there was a dead dog somewhere. I'm not sure. It may have just been a coat, but I was just so hungover.
That was some party, man. We should do that again sometime.
Man, it really is true what they say about licking a toad's backside.
It was snowing and raining again. Okay. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. How? Wouldn't that be like clotted over or something?
Yeah, it's a flat blood by now.
My coffin was black ebony. Yes, we get it. It's black. And inside was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends.
On the ends?
On the ends of a casket.
Does it mean like a trim? Or does it...
I'm guessing a trim.
Mean like at the head of the...
But it's not written very well.
Also, I would think that hot pink would not be exactly conducive for sleeping, but then...
I don't think a coffin would help you sleep well at night.
You know, I've actually heard that coffins are extremely comfortable.
I don't know why they should be when you're dead.
I know, like, why? You would not think that coffins would be really comfortable because, you know, they make them to put people in who really could not care less, like, literally could not care less. But from everything I've heard, sleeping in a coffin is actually really comfortable and extremely good for your back.
Huh.
Go figure. I don't know. I'm not about to get one just to sleep in.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't think I would want to get in one. I can wait to do that. You know, I can wait until my last moments to be in a coffin. So
when you feel yourself slipping away, you're going to climb in. You're going to be like, just don't move me. Just don't move me. I'm here for the long run. We're done. We're done. Put a top on me. I'm done.
I guess so. But anyway. I got out of my coffin and took of my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on what?
Instead?
Yes.
Instead of what?
Instead of going butt naked. Instead, I put on a black leather dress.
A black leather dress?
Yes.
A whole dress made of leather? Do you realize how heavy that would be? Do you realize how heavy that would be? And how hot?
It doesn't exactly smell all that great. A black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and fishnet stockings on. They power on like you're a robot or something? Okay. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. Okay. My friend Willow, author's note, Raven, this is you, woke up then and grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini fishnets and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner.
Just in case you want to duplicate this look at home.
Yes, you need to know exactly every last piece of information she's doing right here, right now.
Also, I've never really come into contact with white foundation. Like, there are different shades of pale foundation.
Yeah.
But if you're talking white foundation, you're talking clown white. Or like mime white. And I'm not sure that's what you want.
I don't even think goths use that. I think they just make sure, they're pale, if that's the look they want.
Well, I mean, when you put on foundation, it's supposed to have something to do with your own complexion.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have, like I do, I have naturally rosy cheeks, but I have a very pale complexion. So I try and match my complexion with the foundation that I have so that my cheeks don't look particularly rosy.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't look like I've got gin blossoms every time somebody takes a picture of me at a convention. But if you're doing a foundation that doesn't match your skin, you can get a makeup line either on your neck, in the front or the back, basically where the makeup ends. If you don't blend it well, and if it doesn't suit your complexion, you will get a distinct line that looks extremely tacky. So what you really want to do if you want to look pale is apply a foundation that suits you and then use powder and other things on top of that in order to make your skin naturally look pale. Because really, the whole point of wearing makeup most of the time is to look like you're not wearing makeup. And especially like with foundation or something like that, it's basically to make your skin look as flawless as possible and yet not look artificial. And I mean, you can put in accents like, the eyeshadow and the lipstick, which obviously don't look like naturally there.
Yeah.
Put on a bit of blush if your cheeks aren't as naturally rosy as mine or whatever. But I mean, the foundation, the things like that, you should try and kind of suit it to your complexion, because otherwise you will look like a mime. Or you will look like a clown. You will look like the frightening diner clown. Those women that you see in like a Waffle House or something with their hair teased up, so that it's like 3 times the size of their head.
Yeah.
And they, and they wear makeup, and then they're not unattractive women, but so many of them just wear it sort of like a clown. And it's very unsuitable. And it's really unfortunate because like they're not unattractive women, and if they just apply the makeup a bit more organically, but it's like nobody told them how, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe their mothers were just like that. Maybe.
I know nothing about makeup, so I'm just letting you go on and explain all this. So remember that, people, if you need makeup advice, talk to Hushicho, not me.
The only reading of My Immortal, where you'll find out how to use makeup in a convincing way to suit your complexion.
OMFG, I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so, I said, blushing. Do you like Draco? She asked as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. No, I so fucking don't, I shouted.
Yeah, because none of the people there are going to mind you saying, no, I so fucking don't, right in the middle of the Great Hall.
Like, why would you scream that out loud? Does everybody need to know your business?
Oh, hello, Professor McGonagall. Fuck you! I don't fucking like him! How dare you fucking say that, you stupid fucking bit!
In fact, if you were doing that, I think the teachers would come and get you and take you off somewhere. Not only talk to you, but reprimand you heavily.
Yes, I think you'd be docked several points for your house. Not that these points ever amounted to anything at any time, but...
Yeah, it was just something like, oh, by the way, you guys got the most points, yay!
Good for you, pat yourself on the back. It's not going to get you anything, but congratulations anyway.
Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I replied flirtily.
I guess flirtily would be, hi.
Hi, I'm totally, like, seriously into you, like, maybe we should go out and do something, like, or maybe I can just stand here and look stupid and say hi back to you without actually saying anything.
You sure got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, what, boy? Andy wasn't in that room. said, what? I asked Charlotte are having a concert at Hogsmeade. Why
because
did they do that?
good Charlotte, they too are Hogsmeade. Because they would be there, they would be there.
Totally makes sense.
I think Adele's going to do Hogsmeade next month.
And he told me, oh my fucking god, I screamed. Okay. I love GC. They are my favorite band besides MCR. Then they're not your favorite band. They are one of my favorite bands, and I'm not.
Yeah, or they are my second favorite band.
Yes. Well, ... Do you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped.
Dun dun dun.